On January 26th, the International Court of Justice issued its highly anticipated order in the South Africa versus Israel case. What did the court order? The court indicated 6 provisional measures which ordered Israel to prevent the commission of genocidal acts and ensured that its military does not commit such acts. Incitement to genocide must be prevented and punished, and Israel shall enable humanitarian assistance to enter Gaza and ensure the preservation of evidence. By the 26th of February 2024, Israel needs to submit a progress report to the ICJ. This report is then to be communicated to South Africa, which can comment on it. This order does not provide a definitive answer to whether Israel is committing genocide against the Palestinian people, but assesses the plausibility of Israel's actions falling within the scope of the Genocide Convention. How did the court reach this decision? The ICJ began its order by establishing that it has prima facie jurisdiction over the case, since a dispute between both states took place and the court believes that at least some of the acts and omissions alleged by South Africa may be prohibited under the Genocide Convention. This means that for now, the court can continue with the proceedings and make a definitive decision later as to whether it has full jurisdiction. The court also recognized that the Palestinians in Gaza are a protected group with the right to be protected from genocidal acts. It also affirmed that South Africa has the right to bring a case based on the convention to the court. The ICJ emphasized the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza and the extreme vulnerability of civilians, paired with the announcement by the Israeli Prime Minister that the war may go on for many more months. The ICJ deems the situation urgent and sees a clear risk of irreparable harm. Finally, the court noted that Israel's efforts to alleviate suffering in Gaza were insufficient and emphasized Israel and Hamas's obligations under international humanitarian law, calling for the immediate release of hostages. Can this order hold Israel accountable? The order received criticism since Israel claims to already adhere to most of the measures requested, wherefore it may not see the need to change its current conduct. The absence of a call for an immediate ceasefire also attracted criticism. Here, it is important to clarify that for a ceasefire to be effective, both parties to the conflict need to adhere to it. Since the jurisdiction of the ICJ is limited to states, it cannot order Hamas to cease fire. Given the circumstances of the case, the ordering of a ceasefire was not within the capacity of the courts. In any case, this court's decision represents a significant step for the Palestinians, since it acknowledges the risk faced by the Palestinian people. Many prior efforts to hold Israel accountable for its treatment of Palestinians have failed. This court order challenges the notion of impunity. The order constitutes international legal obligations Israel must adhere to. This case signals that no state is above the law. Still, this case also shows how the existing international rules and mechanisms are struggling to navigate the reality of the conflict. Time will tell whether the order of the court will be sufficient to ease the suffering of the Palestinian people.